Hi guys, and welcome back to another video on my channel. So today I'm going to be doing my Alabasta review part 2. If you haven't seen part 1 of my Alabasta review, go check it out. It should have run across the bar across my head somewhere. So this part 2 review is covering episodes 112 to 130. So it's basically ever since we arrived in Alubana, I think, is when this review covers. First of all, check out my socials if you would like to, and also make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoy the video or enjoy this content. Also, announcement, I've actually just set up a Discord server for all of you guys to join, and there's like 3 separate text channels in it. There's one with me, which you can like chat with me about One Piece and stuff, but it's spoiler free because I don't want any spoilers. There's one channel for spoilers and you guys can discuss. My notifications are turned off entirely for that channel. And then there's one channel for manga readers where people that are up to date with the manga can discuss things. So go check it out. The invite link should have run across in a box with my head here. I'll also put it in the description as well. I thought it'd be a really fun idea, especially after the whole Pell reverse spoiler situation that you guys basically telepathically agreed on. I thought that was so funny, so I was like, let's give a space for everyone to talk about One Piece together. So yeah. Okay, so this is the first reminder of how I write my review notes live as I watch. First thing I said, I'm so sad seeing Pell right now knowing he dies. Because of the spoiler that I got, that Pell dies. Get out! So first of all, we see the crew turn up to Alubana on the Duck Squadron, and they're all wearing the same outfit, and I was like, good idea, because now they don't know who's who. Vivi wasn't even there at all. I was watching it and I was like, okay, who's who? Vivi wasn't even there. She was off with Karu trying to intercept the rebel army. And I was like very impressed. I was like, good idea, guys. And also we got to see like who was with who on like where they separated off, and I saw that Nami and Zoro had been the ones to team up, and I was like, yes, I love that. I love those two, and I want to see more of their dynamic. I think they're so, how do you explain it? They're so sibling coded to me, but like also just like frenemy coded. Like I think that they would go to the ends of the earth to protect each other, but like they would never say that to the other person. Do you know what I mean? I love their dynamic. And then it was revealed that the royal army were infiltrated by Baroque works, which that pissed me off so bad. I was like, there's no way, because then they've just ruined the entire plan, because they sent off something that made it was like really smoky, so Koza couldn't see Vivi, but he was gonna stop. He was gonna stop for her when he heard the voice, and then it just all fell apart, and I was so angry because I was like, I wanted them to team up, and then they literally went past each other. Vivi stood here shouting and he goes past her. I was so mad. I was so mad. I was so mad. Karu literally covering Vivi, sacrificing himself for her, covering her, protecting her. Oh, that got in my heart. I was like, oh my gosh, please be okay. And you know, he freaking ate. Bon Clay shows up as Usopp, and I was like, nah, that's Bon Clay, that's not Usopp. 110% that's Bon Clay, that is not Usopp. You can see that in my reaction. That's not Usopp, that's not Usopp, that's not Usopp, that is not my Usopp. See, Usopp and Karu were like a team. That's not him. No, he's the bandage on his arm. Oh, is it on the wrong arm? It's on the wrong arm! I thought Sanji and Chopper were against Bon Clay. Was that me Sanji and Chopper were up against fucking Christmas, bitch? And then the bandages were a cover for the X mark. I was like, nah, y'all, that is so smart. And the fact that Zoro came up with it, that's my man, he's so smart. And I was just like, that's so much better than I originally thought. Because I really thought the bandages will be able to tell who's who. And I was like, that's such a good idea. And then I saw Bon Clay had the bandage and I was like, fuck, how's he found out? And then it was revealed that the X underneath was the actual thing. And I was like, obsessed. I absolutely love that. That's so smart. It even tricked me because I thought that it was just the bandages. I thought that was so good. Then it cut to Chopper against Miss Merry Christmas and Mr. Four. And then it cut back to Karu basically running off with Vivi. Absolute MVP. I'm sorry. Karu was the MVP of that episode. It was just amazing. Karu needs to stop stressing me the fuck out. I'm scared. He just got like shot. He's been trampled on. He can't, like, I feel like Karu's gonna die, guys. There's no way he's surviving. I'm scared. I'm scared. I'm scared. Don't give me a montage. I'm scared. Stop. The other ducks, the other ducks, the other ducks. That might have been the best thing I've ever seen. Oh my god, these ducks are fucking amazing. I need them everywhere all the time. Sanji! Okay, right, I can stop this now. He's okay. Then Sanji 1v1 against Bon Clay. Yes, absolutely love that. And then Zoro against Mr. One and Miss Doublefinger. So I originally thought it was Zoro against Mr. One and Miss Doublefinger. So I was like, he's gonna take on the two top agents. Love that, so excited. But then they said, first rule of the guide, eliminate weaker targets first, and started walking towards Nami. Get away from my girl. Get away from my girl. Get away from her. I was so ready to jump through that screen. I was like, how dare you? And I was like, you think Zoro's just gonna let that happen? I mean, low-key, he kind of did, because he didn't go after them, after Miss Doublefinger, which he went after Nami, but we got to see like an awesome Nami fight where she proved her strength, and so I love that. I wrote down their like kind of powers, how Miss Merry Christmas is a mole woman, and Mr. Four is super strong with a pet gun and exploding bat. That's all I kind of got from that. Chopper and Usopp, super funny duo. And I love when Usopp has those fight scenes because once again proves his intelligence. And then the whack-a-mole bit when he was hitting it like whack-a-mole, brilliant. I thought that was so good. That was probably like one of my favourite parts of that fight. Like Usopp lying about how Thing was like 100 tons or something. I was like, he's so smart with those lies. Chopper was eating up. I was like, he's so iconic. I don't know how the fuck he just did what he did in that fight, but he ate. It cut to Vivi tripping over air. I was like, oh, Vivi, honey, we can't be tripping over air like this. We got places to be. We got a city to save. Then this was a complaint that I had. This fight against the Christmas duo is so long. Like Usopp and Chopper are high-key eating and it was great. And then I thought they were dead because like they'd blown them up and I was like, that's so smart. And then they didn't die. They'd survive from that, and I'm like, that's so stupid that they survived from that. Like, it pissed me off because the show has such incredible writing. It's so incredibly written, but that didn't make sense, and the fight was already long and repetitive, and then we just extended it. Obviously, we've given then this emotional turn point where they talk about Luffy being dead, and we had this emotional turn point that kind of made them want to do more, fight harder. Loved that, it was necessary for the fight, and then they ate, but that revelation could have happened earlier, because then that fight then lasted 2 episodes. It didn't need to, and I thought it dragged a bit. I loved the showcase of Chopper and Usopp's strength and powers and their different nuances that they have in those fights, but it didn't need to last 2 episodes. The emotional revelation could have happened earlier, and it would have been a fight that I could have enjoyed more. Obviously, how Usopp isn't dead is lost on me after those fights. Like Chopper being like, someone get a doctor. Honey, sweetie, that's you. You're the doctor queen. We have Sanji versus Bon Clay, and Bon Clay like changed his face to be, I think it was like Luffy or Zoro or someone, and Sanji kicks him in the face, and he goes, how could you do that? That was the face of your friend. Dude, spend a day in the ship. They all punch each other. They all hit each other constantly. Like he does not care. Sanji saying a person is their soul. Period. A person is their soul. However, then Bon Clay changed his face to Nami and I was like, we're cooked. The cook is cooked because he's not gonna be hitting Nami. There's no shot. So I was like, fuck's sake. And Sanji's just so funny. His character, he like crawls along the floor. It's hilarious. Chopper being so cute with this, Usopp, I don't want you to die. That was so cute. His voice is so cute. And then Miss Doublefinger was like shown with Nami. I'm like, why does she walk like that? She walks really funky. Then they kind of talked about how Zoro had killed Mr. Seven, which is something that I already knew from the live action, and they showed like basically in Zoro's introduction of the live action, which I thought was really smart, and it's only something that I picked up upon on a rewatch, and I was like, fuck, that's Baroque Works, because it was when I was in Alabasta and I did a rewatch of the live action, and I was like, that's a Baroque Works guy, he's got the numbers on his face. Then I just wrote down about the fact how Bon Clay can't use his ballet power when he's in someone else's body. It doesn't work the same. And then the Sanji and Bon Clay fight, they just spinning and kicking. They just spinning and kicking, and they're just, to be fair, they match each other well as opponents because they have a similar fighting style in a way. It's more, they both have very much an elegance to their fighting style, I'd say. Sanji beat him, and then he was like, I'll let him live. But I was like, okay, but that's really sweet, but what if he just kills you? Like, he's literally out to get Vivi, but then he kicked him in the face. And I was like, okay, that makes more sense. That makes more sense. And Nami, while hiding from Miss Doublefinger, she was kind of like doubting herself. It went to a flashback of her and Usopp, and she was talking about how she feels like she doesn't do anything for the crew in terms of those fights, and she wants to be able to defend herself. And I was like, Nami, wait, we wouldn't have made it past the entrance of the Grand Line without you. Like, there's no chance. There's a reason that Luffy made all of us go to Arlong Park to get you back. Like, we cannot do any of this without you. Like, they wouldn't survive a day without her on that ship, and I am confident in that fact. Nami and Usopp kind of heart to heart, I love them. They're my favourite best friends, because to me, they're best friends, and I was just like, that's so cute, especially as the two crew members that are maybe seen as the two weaker crew members. I loved that heart to heart where they truly do prove that they aren't. Like, they're not weak. To be the weakest people on the Straw Hats crew, you're still better than freaking half of the people out there. Do you know what I mean? I love that they've put her against Miss Doublefinger, who's literally the second highest ranking female Baroque's Work agent. Baroque Works agent. It was a pretty intense fight. She was stabbed through the neck, and I had a video reaction to that, which I'll put here. Hello? Nami? What the fuck? I'm sorry, guys, can I just show you what's on my fucking screen right now? Make that make sense, because I know this bitch doesn't fucking die. There's no fucking way. I'm gonna continue. But if Nami dies right now, y'all, I might have to not watch this fucking show, because I didn't think they'd be killing people off like this. But I don't see how she's surviving that. It's through her head, her neck, her chest. Explain this to me, One Piece. Explain this to me. How's she alive then? What the fucking gag? What? Since when can Usopp make these fucking magical weapons? Why doesn't he make one for himself? What? I'm confused as fridge. Oh, we're back here. Okay, anyway, glad Nami's okay. I'm confused. I love her weapon, but I'm gonna go. Obviously then it's revealed that she was just like an apparition or something, and she kind of like faded away, but I was stressing so bad. I was like, there's no way. I was like, I didn't believe that Nami had died, but I was like, how do we get out of this situation? How do we survive that? Then this was the first mention of Pluton. What the hell is Pluton? And so then it was my reaction to episodes 118 and 119, which you can check out on my channel. Go have a look, it's a good reaction. And I react to basically Nami's fight against Miss Doublefinger and Zoro's fight against Mr. One. One of my favourite reactions I've done so far, I think, just because I was so on the edge of my seat with both of those fights. I was confident that the Straw Hats and my favourite girl and my favourite guy would win, but it was so intense, and those fights were amazing. Like, when I say I didn't like the Chopper and Usopp fight, it's because we have fights like this, which were a lot better in my opinion. So then after episode 119, I was on to episode 120, and it was revealed that like the top squadron of Alabasta, not the Duck Squadron, but like the other one, had drunk something that makes them strong but shortens their life. Like, they only have a couple minutes left to live, but they're super strong. And I was like, that's so sad. And Crocodile wouldn't even fight them. He wouldn't even fight them. It was for nothing. That they drunk that and basically killed themselves for nothing, because Crocodile wouldn't even give them the decency of a fight. And that made him so much worse and so much more horrible, and also just tells us as the audience how horrid he is. And, you know, that's his job, to be horrid. He's a villain, and I'll tell you what, he's a freaking good one, because I despised him. Not in the same way that I despised the Baroque Works agents, or majority of them. I despised them in a different way. They just pissed me off, and they were just annoying. Crocodile, it was like this, oh, I was like, you are awful. Do you know what I mean? And then we have Koza. Koza gets up to the palace, and I was just like, nah, get married. Vivi, Koza, get married. now. Anyway, off topic, on topic. Lots of stuff happened where we tried to stop the fight, we're trying to stop this revolution because Koza learned about what was truly going on. And Chaka absolutely slayed. Koza got shot. He got shot. You've got to be fucking kidding. You've got to be kidding me. They've just shot Koza in the back because the fucking Baroque Works pieces of shit are in the fucking Royal Army. No, I'm really stressed and I don't have time to watch another episode. I need to pack my fucking shit for my holiday. I don't need a fucking recap. Go away. Oh my god, he's dead. Don't give me flashbacks to the children. I'm serious, I'm dead ass. Stop doing that. Please don't fight, please don't fight. Don't fight, don't fight, don't fight, don't fight.
Don't fight, don't fight, right now.
It's like, this is actually insane. Vivi's then being thrown off the palace and everyone's just like dead and dying and no one's there, and then all of a sudden, Pell and Luffy arrive and I just had full body chills. I was like, this is amazing. And then Luffy saying, your voice is heard by us. Their friendship is so important to me. Like, Vivi and Luffy's friendship, I'm so sad she's not going to be on the crew with us because their friendship was so well communicated. It was so focused on too, and now we've lost that, and I don't know when or if we're going to see it again. Zoro and Nami, peak brother and sister core, as I said before. Everyone was then together again, and I loved that, how everyone was together, and I was like, now can we go find Koza and make sure he's okay, please? Then Luffy, in the fight with Crocodile, using the water. He used the water. Luffy, you're so smart. Zoro and Sanji team up? Stop. Hardest thing ever. The fact that they were just like, how long do you think like it will take for us to take these guys down? Like, how much time minus this? And Zoro's like, shut up. Let's just fucking, you're wasting time now. Let's just do it. And they look at each other and they go, 2 seconds. 2 seconds. They take down those Marines in 2 seconds. Was it the Marines or the rebel soldiers? I don't know. Either way, I was just like, yeah. 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 That's teamwork. They may act like they hate each other. Not even that, but they may get each other's throats and argue because they are very, very different, especially in their priorities and their thoughts on life. But when they team up together, those two, they are so strong. They do not need a devil fruit to be as strong as they are. Like, it's so good, and I want to see more of that. Luffy and his little barrel against Crocodile was so cute. Like, I know it was like a serious fight, but I was like, that's so cute. That's so cute. Same with Robin's laugh. Robin's laugh is really cute. I was not expecting that. I was like, she seems like she would have like a menacing kind of, or just like a, not pretentious, but like a rich girl laugh, do you know what I mean? But she actually had like a really cute laugh, and I was like, oh, that's so cute. And I was like, can she come and like help us now or something? Like, what is her deal? Because at this point I was so confused, and I still am, because I don't fully understand what her deal is, but hopefully it will all come to light very soon. I found out that Robin had a bounty of 79 million berry. And like, she was a child. Like, are they stupid? Like, 20 years ago, she was 8 years old and destroyed a shit ton of Navy ships. And she had that bounty when she was a child? I don't get that. What the possibly could she have done? I don't think she's destroyed these Navy ships. I think she must have been set up and then put in hiding. Because that's an 8-year-old child. Do you know what I mean? And then I kind of did my very simple maths of, that was 20 years ago, she was 8 years old, so she's 28 years old. I was, once again, not expecting her to join the crew at all, because she seems a lot older than, like, the oldest on the crew is Zoro and Sanji, and they're 18. She's like 10 years older than them. But I also think that she's going to bring such a maturity and mother type energy, which I think they need. So, because Nami is sick of being the big sister to everyone, she needs someone to help her out. So Luffy drops his straw hat and I was like, what the fuck? And he got all like, what's it called? Dried out. Found out Robin can read the poneglyphs. That's why Crocodile had her. Tashigi once again kind of getting unaware. I was like, girl, this has nothing to do with you. Go home, please. Like, do not get up in Luffy's face now. I will jump through the screen. Because I thought she was about to get up in Luffy's face. I was like, I will jump through that screen. But then she told Luffy where Crocodile went. And I was like, correct choice. Correct choice. Like, you made the right decision, and I'm very glad about that, Tashigi, and I will give you that because you made the right decision. Then we get to Crocodile in the, is it the vault? I'm gonna call it the vault, but it might not be that. It's like the ancient room, but in that like kind of vault, Crocodile arrives. Robin tells him how the pornoglyph isn't anything about Pluton, which we then find out she lied about. Kills her, and he's like, I was like, yo, he's gonna kill Robin. And I'm like, why am I shocked? Look at this guy. Of course he'd kill his friends. Then she got stabbed like through the chest, and I was like, I said, I mean, I really don't understand why you all like her that much, because she's just died and she hasn't really redeemed herself, but she seemed really misunderstood. So R.I.P. Miss Aura, you'll forever be the Aura of Alabasta. Obviously, she was fine, but at the time I was like, I didn't really believe she was dead, to be honest. I was like, there's no way you guys love her this much for what I've seen of her so far, because she's not done much. And Vivi, once again, running, falling over. I was like, Vivi, babe, you have got to stop falling over, queen. Usopp with chalkboard. Ugh, my ears. Then we found out Robin wasn't dead because she like moved her hand, and then Luffy revealed he was using his blood instead of water to fight Crocodile. I was like, Luffy, he's just so brilliant. I think I'll forever just be in awe of Luffy. He's absolutely brilliant. And then he had the poisonous hook, and I'm like, you're such a fucking pussy, man. Like, grow up and fight properly. Like, what are you using poisonous hook for? And then we all arrive at the clock tower, and we're like, where's Sanji and Zoro? Sanji, oh, you're already up there slaking. And then Zoro, you're up there too, but he's higher up. They're so funny. And then their little conversation, like, what are you doing here? Oh, he told me to go north, so I just kept going up. North is not up. Oh, that was so funny. And then yeah, it was Mr. Seven and Miss Frog, whatever, up on the clock tower. I was like, didn't Zoro kill Mr. Seven? But I guess they must have replaced him. But then it's my episode 125 and 126 reaction. Go watch that. Chaka is alive. Igaram came back. Yes. Slay King. And the little kid that got punched by the fake Cobra, and he kind of revealed to everyone that it wasn't the king, and then the revolution kind of got stopped. Cobra revealed that Luffy carried 2 people out, and I was like, okay, Robin. He carried Robin out, so I was waiting for her to come back. And then as soon as Vivi left to be like, I'll go to the palace, you guys, I'll meet you guys there, and they're like, yeah, sure, I'll meet you there. As soon as she leaves, they all just pass out on the floor, and I was like, they're so cute. Like, I love them more than words. Like, this is very bad how emotionally attached I am to these animated characters, but they are just so amazing. It was revealed that Smoker is also known as the White Hunter. I wrote that down because I thought that'd be important. And then the pink-haired woman came into it, whose name is Hina. I don't know much about her yet, other than she works for the Navy. Koza and Vivi kind of had a little bit of a chat. Not much, I need more. And then Tashigi meets back up with Smoker, and Smoker says, why do you apologize? Didn't you follow your justice? Bars. Smoky bars. That was just brilliant. Then they're like, we need to become stronger because we just could not fight these guys. I'm like, yes, you guys do need to become stronger to help us again in the future, because you're going to help us again because you're our friends. You know you are. Smokey, you know you're our friend. Can we just take a minute for Smoker though? Because I'm not going to say, but that was something that I was right about from the start. I always had a bit of a feeling about Smoker not being as bad as he was, and I think that's because of how the storytelling was. It's not like I plucked out of thin air. The storytelling kind of hinted that to us, but I was so glad that I stuck with that because I love him. I think he's brilliant. He's probably one of my favourite characters that isn't a Straw Hat. Probably, other than Vivi, maybe my favourite character that's not Straw Hat, other than Vivi and Karu. But the way that he just stood on business for the Straw Hats and was fucking off the world government, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. I love him. Luffy waking up from his little coma and going, where's food? Where's hat? Food, hat, food, hat, food, hat. Where's my food? Where's my hat? Where's my hat? Food? So Luffy, and I wouldn't have expected anything less. Then they were going into like the bathhouse, and I'll be honest, I was not expecting to see Luffy and Usopp's ass cheeks on my screen. I was like, okay, enjoy, have fun. And then Zoro was like scrubbing Chopper, and I was like, I'll just go cry. Like, you guys know those are my 2. I love them. And then Nami flashing them, I was like, what are we doing? And then it was revealed Zoro has a bounty. Zoro has a bounty, 60 million berry for his bounty. And then Luffy's was 100 million. Luffy's was 100 million. I swear, this is insane. Insane, 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 insane. And then I saw Django and the dance marine guy from Baratier from the cover story that I'd read. Then Bon Clay took the Mary, and I was like, get the fuck off our ship. But then it was revealed that he was nice about it. He wasn't taking our ship necessarily. He was just, helping, I guess. But yeah, then it was my reaction to episodes 129 and 130. So that was the end of my review for Alabasta Part 2. I'm sorry if any of it felt rushed. I have to go off to work in less than an hour and I am nowhere near ready, so I have had to kind of speed my way through it a little bit. I hope you guys all enjoyed this video. Make sure to join that Discord server if you would like to, and like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and I will see you guys again very soon with my Alabasta tier list. Love ya!
Love you. Bye.
Love ya.